Sabah everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I have for you the review of the Galaxy Book 12-inch with LTE from Verizon. I want to say thank you to Verizon for allowing me to check it out. The main question I want to answer out of this entire video is, can this PC stick it out? Can it actually do the work that it's promising us? Can it provide us the long battery life that they're saying? How does it perform on a day-to-day activity? I've had this for about a couple of weeks now, and I want to share with you guys my opinions of what I think of the Galaxy Book 12-inch with LTE. This is TK. Let's check it out. You get the Folio case, of course. You get the tablet, the Verizon branded tablet, and I'll get a chance to show you guys real quick. An S Pen with a holder, as well as a fast charging USB Type-C, USB Type-A cable with a charger brick. And it is, say, adaptive fast charging, and this is basically what you get in the box. Obviously, there's some materials. The SIM is pre-installed from Verizon. I didn't have to worry about that part. It came in activated, it was ready to go. So if you pick this up, know that you're going to get everything you need. You're not going to have to worry about anything. The case itself is actually a cover and a keyboard at the same time. It has pogo pin connectors here. They do provide us with different options here. Say this is the levels that you can actually incline it depending on where you're setting it, and it is magnetized. The keyboard works very, very well. I like the fact that it actually has a nice travel. It's not too clicky, it's not too loud. The touchpad is pretty good. We also have an NFC tab here, and this is what enables us to use it with Samsung Flow to be able to initiate it, because this tablet is actually Samsung Flow compatible. So it's going to work great with your Galaxy S8 or any actual Galaxy device that has a fingerprint sensor that allows you to download Samsung Flow. Last but not least, we do have a holder for the S Pen. This is the much improved S Pen. Definitely a much bigger form factor than what we're used to seeing on the mobile devices with the Note style. Looking on the side, we have one of the speakers. There's two speakers, right and left. Very nice sound. We have an SD card SIM tray style. So this is basically a dual SIM style that comes in. One side is for the SIM card, one side is for the SD card. On the left side, we have the other speaker that we have here. Nice, very good quality sound. Two USB Type-C ports. This is something that you don't see on some of the main tablets now. And of course, the 3.5mm headphone jack, because, well, we got to keep it. Last but not least, we do have the pogo pin style connectors that will interface with the keyboard. Unlocking the device is very simple. There's a couple of ways. Your normal method of using a password, a pin, or whatever, but one of the cool ways of using is using Samsung Flow, which enables you to use a mobile device like a Samsung Galaxy S8 here that I have also from Verizon. Looking at the tablet, you're automatically greeted with the 12-inch display. This is a 2160 by 1440 display. Definitely one of the highest resolutions you're able to see on a tablet. Not only that, this is a Super AMOLED based display with HDR support, which means you're going to get really good quality pictures. Looking at any kind of picture, any kind of graphic on this thing is just going to be absolutely amazing. The color representations, everything is just going to look amazing. Great for media content playback, great for watching things outdoors, as it actually does get very, very bright. Screen to body ratio, about 73% here, and that's mostly because we do have the holding bars. This is a tablet, after all, that does have the ability to be used holding hands. And last thing you want to do is hold the tablet with your fingers interacting with the screen. You want to be able to hold it and not have to worry about that. 5 in the front, 13 in the back. Definitely better optics, but not exactly the best one, or similar to the one that we have on the devices, like say the S8. Last but not least, we do have an i5 core generation dual core processor here running at 3.1 gigahertz. And we do have 4 gigs of RAM with 128 gigabytes. This is this model specifically. There is another option of 8 gigabytes with 256 gigabytes of internal storage. Now, mind you, this is parsed out between the operating system and some of the pre-installed apps. We do have LTE support here. We have Cat 6 support. This is LTE on Verizon, so it's going to be live and easy for you to use. It does manage its own connection, and there is a Verizon manager installed on this device. And of course, we have microphone setup arrays, as I showed you before, Bluetooth 4.1, Wi-Fi BG and N, AC dual band. You have USB 3.1 running on the USB Type-C connectors. Next thing also we have is positioning. We have GPS, AGPS, GLONASS, and of course for navigation, if you want to use this, tethering, computer sync, OTAs, all the good stuff that you'd expect. But at the end, I just have to say that display is just fantastic. I mean, you could just imagine the quality of video playback on this. I do have Photoshop installed on here, so you can definitely and here you go. That's how quick this thing responds. And of course, you can actually set up and use very thin, very light. You can go sideways, you can go very quick and just scribble the whole thing. Double clicking on the side here gets you access to creating a note, view all the notes, smart select, screen write, as well as show windows. So some nice functionalities built in directly. And of course, we have the shortcuts here within Windows that gives us the ability to kind of go in, screen grab, edit, creating sticky notes, just generating different options here. enjoying content, you have Netflix. I was trying to actually edit one of my son's pictures and I was trying to use the magic lasso here. As you guys could see here, if I take this out, I was just trying to go through and contour it out to be able to overlay it. I did install the Steam. It does get access to everything on it. You're not going to be able to play all the games that you're normally expecting, and this is just something you want to be aware of. So I tried installing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. It installs, but it runs super slow. I did install Metro Warp. I installed Elliot's Quest, some of the lower end games, and it did actually run pretty well. Now let's go ahead and go in. Now this one is not pencil compatible, so you're not going to be using it there, so you can use your mouse. Turn left. You can install and download many games directly either from the Steam library store, or you can go directly and download them from Windows. Overall productivity, very, very nice. Video playback, I was actually able to get about 7.5 hours on full battery of consistent just Wi-Fi based Netflix playback. I turned on documentary directly on NetGeo, and it just was on for about 7.5 hours consistently till the battery died. So that's not exactly the best scenario, but you can get a solid 7 hours with about brightness level about 60%. And audio level was about, I think, like 35-40%, because with the audio playback on this, it's amazing. I did install my Power Director license, mostly because I wanted to see something that is a little bit better suited for an i5 core processor, just to kind of get rendering. And I was able to render about a 10-minute video in 1080p 60 over to obviously the MP4 format for YouTube in about 45 minutes. It's not the fastest, it's not the slowest, but by far definitely able to run your software that you need. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to definitely not the what I was looking for, but power banks and look at some of we'll go back here, close it up. Definitely very good form factor. I like the keyboard. I like the option. The portability is pretty good. It's about 1.8, almost 2 pounds fully loaded as far as the actual device. The reason behind that obviously is the folio, the pen, and everything, but it's still considerably light. The fact that the vent is positioned in a way where it's not blocked is definitely very nice. You will hear the fan the longer you use this device, and that's one thing you want to be aware of, that it actually does need to dissipate heat. So it's a really good placement up, not facing you, not to the right or the left. At the end of the day, I think this is definitely very worth the price. Now, it's running about $1,200 to $1,300. Keep in mind, this is 128 gig of SSD, SATA 3 connection. It's very fast. It's not PCI Express, but definitely very fast. We have 4 gigs of internal RAM to be able to use for the system. Now there is an 8 gig and a 256 gigabytes of internal SSD storage. That's a higher end model, but this one again is the 128 with 4 gigs. The 12-inch display is definitely very bright. The AMOLED display is super, super nice. Very happy to see its display that normally I enjoy on my mobile device to come over to a tablet. Using it with the keypad is very functional. It works as a laptop, the different positioning. You don't have to worry about picking up the keyboard separately. It comes in the box. The S Pen comes in the box. Everything you need really comes out of the box, and that's how they're marketing it to kind of compete with the the Surface Pro tablets that we have on the market. I think definitely from the sense of what we have here, it's an i5 core processor, very fast, very simple to say. Just it'll answer everything you need. Editing, watching media, consuming media, of course, editing photos, videos, everything like that can be done here. It's not going to be the fastest kit on the block, but it's definitely going to get the job done. And it has optional connection as far as having USB Type-C on it. I think it's definitely the right move forward. We have fast charging with the included charger. We also have the ability of connecting external peripherals to, let's say, display on a TV or an additional PC display. So a lot of nice functionalities that you can use with it. One of my favorite things is to be able to connect my 3 terabyte Western Digital hard drive here and expand the storage on this even more and not have to worry about putting on media. You can expand the storage internally with a micro SD card, but again, depends on what you like. I think SSD or external hard drives, USB 3.0 are much, much faster. I would have liked for them to include in the box a USB Type-A, USB Type-C converter, kind of like the one we got with the S8. But since I have both the S8 and this tablet, I was able to just use it from there. But again, it would have been nice, as everything that we need to interface with it right now, even though USB Type-C is the standard, it still needs some time for it to become a standard with everything else. So maybe the adapter would have been nice to add. Their other option, which is the 10-inch, is a little bit lower end, and as far as Wi-Fi, no LTE, but I think that's also what it's intended for. It's supposed to be basically more of an entry level, and about $800 price point. I think it's also something you guys could consider. I'll give you guys, of course, links in the description below for everything I talked about today. Thank you to Verizon for allowing me to check this out. Thank you for supporting the channel and checking out this video. Hope you guys stuck to the end here with me. Like and subscribe as usual. Share this with all your friends as this supports the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.